Fanboy Modeling School.
Hello.
Hello and welcome to Fanboy Modeling School. I am the Fat Mantis HD and I am here with
your boys Steve and Uncle Curmudgeon. How you living?
How are you living, my friend? It has been too long. It's been a few hours since we last texted.
Yeah, more like a few seconds. Hold on. I'm just gonna jump in the green room. I got to do some USA work right now, man. Mantis, you know me, man. You know I'm not one that I don't fuck around, Mantis. You know what I'm saying?
No, I've actually never known you to fuck around.
And I'm just gonna say this, man. When I feel people coming at my peoples, you know what I'm saying, or they're misrepresenting a point, I'm gonna be real with you. Why I was a little late, man. Got into a little heated exchange. You know, nothing that men can't handle. But I felt like someone was coming for a homie's neck of mine. I was just like, well, it's time for the OG to tap in.
Yeah, so who are we getting into a fist fight now?
No fist fights. You know me. I don't fist fight anymore since the government told me that you could do real time behind that stuff.
Yo, Papa Frida and Auntie Cat, welcome to the stream. Actually, yeah, I've heard crazy, ridiculous rumors that like I'm too old to fight and I can't throw down now.
Whoa. Hey, have I not told the Kung Fu story enough?
I'm saying, I walk down. If people give me a dirty look on the streets, it's on. But apparently, it's not socially acceptable anymore at my age.
Oh no, absolutely. Listen. Let me restart here. I got to get my mind right. There's only one way to get my mind right.
Theme again.
Yeah, I got to do it.
Okay, guys, we're taking it from the top. Modeling School.
Yo, Angel, what's good? All right, now that I've had my relaxing music, a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world, man.
A ton of crazy stuff. Yeah, crazy stuff happened since we talked about what topics we were gonna do.
So what do we got on the docket tonight?
So, we've got a lot of funness. Let me check this out right now. Other than the crazy Whoopi Goldberg stuff, that is, of course.
Oh, what's going on with Whoopi, Sister Act?
I don't know if we want to start with Sister Act, or do we want to start with Sony buying Bungie, or do we want to talk about the Halo trailer?
Wait, was it Sony that bought Bungie, or was it Microsoft made a huge acquisition recently?
They did Activision. They got Activision.
Right.
Basically, everyone's scooping up all the video game studios. They finally caught on. It took these idiot billionaires like years for them to catch on that video games make money.
Bro, I'm trying to tell you, man, rich people don't know what they're talking about, man. They don't. Board members need to stay out of the creative process, and they need to stay out of the way when it comes to bargaining, right? Imagine if we had to rely on the rich guys to bring us Spider-Man Far From Home. I'm sorry. Yeah, Far From Home. No Way Home.
Right, no Way Home. Exactly. Basically, it's true. Kevin Feige is an executive, but clearly he was a nerd executive. Clearly he's one of the few guys who was like, I started from the bottom, now I'm here.
Exactly. Shout out to Drake, the only Canadian I respect. No, that's not true. I love Canadians.
He's a Degrassi alum, so I love him. Love me some Drake.
I'm sorry, you were the topics. Go ahead.
I was also going to say we got to discuss at some point this crazy Boba Fett episode, or should I say Mandalorian episode. And then there are all these rumors about Joker too, and I guess we should talk about that. And the fate of streaming was also on the docket. I mean, there's a lot to talk about.
Yeah, and I just want to start by saying this, man. So the title on YouTube is Joe Rogan Under Attack, right? And I didn't do that just for clickbait, but we usually pick one serious topic to discuss, and I think it would behoove us, to talk a little Rogan.
We should, because it's actually funny. Like, he's under assault. Basically, here's what it is: the lefties are doing their best to create a stupid beef right now. They're creating a story,
right?
And they don't even have real artists behind it. Don't get me wrong. Joni Mitchell and Neil Young, at one point in their lives, they were big shit, right? But in this day and age, let's go face it. When they boycott something,
Right.
that's not a real story.
No, who gives a shit what celebrities are boycotting?
Right. I'm saying, like, if like Ariana Grande and let's say Drake were like, fuck this Spotify, that's a story.
It's true. Well, you got to be an artist that people care about, I guess, right?
Right. And you know what it is? People do occasionally put on a Neil Young thing, but I bet you like track or whatever. But I'm sure Neil Young isn't making a killing on Spotify.
Oh, absolutely not. And that's why they were like, well, Neil, it's sorry to lose you, but we
love that. Now Joni Mitchell is on it, and Joni Mitchell has her own. Like, here's what it is. I normally don't judge people until after they come after Joe Rogan, and then I judge the fuck out of them.
Well, wait, let's talk about that for a little bit before we get into the fun stuff. What is it about when people come after Joe Rogan that really gets your goat?
So what it is, what the thing that is annoying me, and I love this meme. Basically, the best meme sums it up like this: people say, "Oh, you like Joe Rogan? You're into his theories on COVID." And they say, "No, I don't listen to his COVID theories. I listen to the experts that he has on and their COVID theories."
Right.
And he's not saying anything about COVID. He's merely just bringing experts on, and they're saying stuff that's against the main narrative of the news.
You know, man, we were just doing a facts versus feelings stream last night on.
That was a very good episode, by the way, guys. If you didn't catch it, I think you could probably catch it on Spotify.
Yeah.
It's at least we can agree on that.
Yeah, I guess we can agree on that.
Yes, we can agree on that. I'm sorry, many apologies for getting that.
No, I cancel you.
But that is a great, that's the Stephen Da Vinci show. And they did an amazing episode about catching feelings during debating with people, whether it's friends or intellectuals or whatever. It's great.
Yeah, and the crazy thing about it is, you and I have talked. We offline. If Mantis and I don't talk once a day, we talk at least four times a week. Just shoot.
Right, yeah.
And Joe Rogan thing has come up in our conversation, and the reason I understand your frustration and I categorically agree with your frustration is because this becomes a larger topic than just Joe Rogan, right? Can we disagree with people while not being disagreeable? What point do we separate? What point do we remove? What point do we allow spaces where intellectual conversation can actually happen? You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the things that it's frustrating, right? Because I don't want to be that guy on YouTube, like, oh, the libtards or the dumb Republicans, but they both parties and all their acolytes, all their zealots, give me enough content to talk about that. Mantis, I'm about a week away from making one of those type of YouTube channels.
It's funny that me and my sister, we don't agree politically about almost anything. Well, almost anything, but I'm not a hardcore in either direction. However, she believes that I would make a killing if I just cranked the knob in one direction or the other and just started ranting on the internet about it. Yeah. Just pretend I'm super right and just be like, why do we allow women in schools? What exactly are they learning?
Oh my goodness, you went there.
He was here.
And here's the thing, man. Like, so at what point do we allow people to have their own opinion, as long as that opinion is stated as an opinion? So Joe Rogan came out today, or it was either day or yesterday, and released a clip, talking about this whole thing. And he said multiple times, I'm not a philosopher, I'm not a scientist, I'm not a doctor. I am a guy that makes podcasts and I have conversations with people. And I'm not going to lie, my format, surprise, surprise, is heavily based on the Joe Rogan format. And except for I don't, talk about myself as much as Joe does. We doesn't really talk about himself much. It's, what I'm saying. He has that kind of
saying. Once you get a $50 million deal doing anything in life, you become the sole topic of every conversation. I'm willing to bet.
About 50 million. It was like 120 million, my guy, I believe.
Right, but I think it ends up being like 50 a year. Oh, because there's only like 3 years or something.
Yeah,
crazy amount. It was insane.
Yeah, and it's just, I'm not going to use that lazy argument. He's a content creator, all this, all that, and he should be treated with different rules. No, you step into the public arena, you're free to say whatever you want. You're not free from the consequences of saying it. So Joe Rogan's not a victim in this entire thing, right? What I am going to say is that if we don't tread lightly in the name of sensitivity or labeling everything as misinformation, you're going to remove the ability to have any conversation. And in his video, I think it was an IG video, he did point out, and I would say you need to go deal with Joe Rogan, go dispute what he's saying. He's like, just a few months ago in regards to, since we're on YouTube, I can't say the, Omegatron, in regard to that, some of the things that we believe were fact in the beginning are no longer fact. And some things that we thought wouldn't be fact became fact, and now it has become a politicized talking point.
Yeah, and before I answer that, I want to give a quick shout out to Princess Kai and Lainey O, who have entered the stream. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for choosing Fanboy Modeling School out of all the stupid talking heads you could be listening to right now. Thank you for choosing us.
Yes.
Oh, Angel Ange as well. Saw you just sneak in there. So it's just like, at some point you got to be able to shoot people down, but
right.
I think that we are hitting this point where it's going too far, where you demand the platform of someone to be destroyed.
Yeah.
That's just grimy. That is grimy tactics.
No, don't get me wrong. Like, hey, there are some people that, need to be removed from the conversation, right? Obviously, but at what extent, right? So this is the dangerous thing. Like David Duke, do I want David Duke on YouTube?
Okay.
Go
so
for it.
I am, and so at the risk of being canceled by you guys, I am on Minds. I'm on Parlor. I don't actually spend a lot of time on BitChute, but I have been there before. And what do these all have in common? They're total, unadulterated freedom of speech knockoffs of already apps that already exist.
Yes.
BitChute is the freedom of speech YouTube.
Yeah.
Minds is the freedom of speech Facebook, and Parler is the freedom of speech Twitter.
Right.
And ultimately, I don't find anything wrong with this model because I don't have to follow the neo-Nazis who are ranting in the corner. Now, I go there for conspiracy theories like aliens and shit, but I'm just saying, like, what if somebody deems the alien talk unjust or unright
or irresponsible?
This is irresponsible, believing in aliens. We need to shut it down. I don't like that idea, which is why I promote this freedom. So I actually do believe freedom of speech would work.
Yeah. No, that's not up for debate, right? Here's the thing. I believe bad ideas should be refuted badly. I don't believe in smear campaigns. I don't believe in, hey, Marisol, thank you for coming in on YouTube, my sister.
Boom.
I don't believe that you should treat a person like Joe Rogan like David Duke, right? I believe in a different type of approach for different people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's what it is. They're the fact that they're trying to get these OG singers to boycott this man.
Yeah.
You'd think he was a Nazi with that kind of energy.
So here's the thing, right now, right here and right now, that Da Vinci's like a little sister to me. Like she, again, we state publicly on our show there are things we don't agree on. I'm sure there are going to be moments that are going to be tense. There was a kind of a tense moment the other night. Was it when we were talking about whatever it was? It got tense for us, right?
Mm-hmm.
I defend Da Vinci's right to come on Green Room, to go on Spoon, and to talk about her worldview in regards to feminism. And if you want to get up there and debate her on that, all I ask is that the debate or the discourse be respectful. You know what I'm saying? And the same thing if you want to come to Fanboy Modeling School. But here's the problem. You come over here and start some shit at Fanboy Modeling School, man. And we petty as hell. We'll drive to your house.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Remember we started this stream off talking about fighting, yo. So both me and Steve know what's up. So, Yeah, no, I'm into it. Yo,
Like,
trust me, I've hung out into Vinky streams when she sometimes says stuff that I am totally against. I'll get heated. I'm like, what did she say? Oh, I'm turning red. But I'm glad she's doing. I'll stay in the room and I'll be like, I'm glad she's doing her thing. You know.
Well, you just get up and have a conversation. Now, that's something I think I wish. So, this is the shout out to the audio platform. I just want to say something real quick. Shout out to Puphead. Welcome in. Yo, Lainey. Oh, my sister. I just want to give you the hugest shout out for an amazing stream the other day. I was shoveling snow out there with the snowblower, and I still was trying to listen to your stream. Great conversation. I always enjoy your work. We are going to get you a date on Conversations That Matter. Folks, shout out to the Fat Mantis, voice of the Fat Mantis. Underappreciated, not nearly as valued. Today, I woke up in a mood where I was like, I am gifted and blessed to be around some of the most creative people. Shout out to the Adult Swim crew. Eric HD. Shout out to Vic Boo. Shout out to Auntie Cat. Shout out to Princess Kai. Shout out to Angel Age. We all do this on a day-to-day basis. And I said all that to say, imagine, Lainey, if you said something and someone decided that your stream shouldn't exist anymore before having a conversation with you.
Right. Oh, yo, shout out to Marisol too. I see Marisol's doing her thing too.
Shout out to Marisol.
Yeah, I felt bad. I was actually out and about and I didn't have any Wi-Fi connection. I wish I could join, but I just got the notification. But yeah, no, imagine if whatever topic it is, that's what we need to defend, all the topics. And so I would even say, like, for instance, I don't know if any of you guys know who Nambla is.
No.
I want them all. Well, I can't say it on. I think every app we're on right now would have us canceled if I said my feelings on this group. I just think they're, yeah, they should be destroyed. They are the National Man Boy Love Association.
Oh,
they believe in. They're the ones who tried to rename pedos into maps.
Oh, I did not know this was a thing.
They created a flag and they created a more friendly name for a pedo.
Okay.
And that's the most evil I can think of. Group.
Right. Yes. I concur.
Even I think, as long as they're not violating, certain policies, even I think they should have a YouTube channel if that's what they want.
Right.
But I would say that, parents, don't let your kids go to Nambla's YouTube channel if they ever get one.
And again, bad ideas and idiotic things should be disputed publicly 100%. I'm going to say this, man, for all you people, I saw some people who were saying that they would like physically harm Joe Rogan on Twitter, and I'm like, bro, let me just give you a nice size dose of reality. The man is a black belt in Taekwondo, right? But not more importantly, also on top of that, man's a black belt in jiu-jitsu.
I thought you were going to go straight to the jits because that's the realer black belt.
The man has amazing hands and he's in great shape for his age. He will twitch you up in a pretzel. Think very carefully before you run up on Joe Rogan and his family. But that's where we're at, man. And here's the thing we all need to understand. Like, so we just learned something this week in regards to new media. Mantis and I covered it, and we're learning something about Joe Rogan, right? So on one end of the spectrum, we got Tasha K, who's outright lying about someone, right? Has not been deplatformed by YouTube, was found guilty, or whatever the correct nomenclature for when you lose a civil case. She lost that case against Cardi B, and now she's got to pay something like $4 million.
For saying something. Damn.
Yeah, for saying something that was untrue, right? But she has not been deplatformed. She factually said something untrue, has not been deplatformed by YouTube, right? And I don't think she should be deplatformed because, one, she needs to pay that money, right? Second, most importantly, once you start doing that, right? Now, if YouTube is a private company, you violate the terms, they can do whatever you want. But if they were going to deplatform Tasha K because of a public outcry because of what she did, then no, we would lose the opportunity for the cautionary tale, which is don't make up lies. And then on the Joe Rogan side, allow a person to have their opinion as long as they don't step into my opinion is fact.
Right. And so it's what's interesting is this has to do with the Whoopi Goldberg thing.
Oh, so what's going on with Whoopi?
So Whoopi ended up saying something stupid, but the first part of the subject The first part of the story has to do with what it is because it has to do with book banning.
What books?
And so, just like I believe freedom of speech should be on the internet, I believe book banning is the stupidest fucking thing you could do. You know who really like to ban books? Not the Nazis like to ban books.
It's true. They love book burning.
So there's a bunch of cases going on in this country. Well, here's what it is. On Holocaust Remembrance Day, which was like a few days ago, they found out that their school, a county in Tennessee, go figure, banned graphic novel Mouse.
What?
Right?
Okay. What is Mouse? What is
Mouse is the story of the Holocaust. It's a Holocaust survival story in World War II, told through the Jews are mice and the Nazis are rats.
Oh yes, I remember this now. Yes.
Think about it. It's rats and it's mice, man. And they banned this book. Right? They banned this book. I gotta tell you, there's other horrible things. Like, for instance, there's a county in New Jersey that banned Huckleberry Finn because of the N-word.
Yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about here, because when is too far, because there is other part. I don't want to say that word. Oh, good parts of the story we get so offended about. I don't want to be that guy. But there is you're potentially doing away with a piece of literature that's important for more reasons than you know.
Right. And so Huck Finn, it's crazy that Huck Finn is, because Huck Finn is about a poor white trash kid who's shit on by society, who decides to save a slave because he feels with him. Being the two lowest things on the spectrum, the white kid helps the black kid, and they get on a raft and they go down the river and escape. Right. And so all these N-bombs are being dropped because it's during slavery.
Yeah.
And so they're like, want to cancel. They're like, kids can't read about history. That's the absurd thinking of the book banner, right?
Yeah, no, it is the absurd thinking. And then, see, this is the thing about the whole critical race theory thing, and we're not going to go too deep in that. We'll get back into the nerd stuff, folks. But this is the thing. Where do we draw the line from teaching history, right, and projecting, and where do we draw the line between teaching history and wiping out history?
Right. Yeah. No, exactly. Because if we end up destroying every statue, if we destroy every statue of every dude who sucked in the past, and we burn or destroy every book that has a word or a phrase or even behavior in it that we didn't like but it was in the past, how can we learn? We're literally wiping out history.
Bex, welcome in. Bex said I came here for the nerd stuff. Bex also just jumped out of a pretty intense stream that I was in. Bex, shout out to you.
Oh, were you in an intense stream right before this?
Yeah. Let's get to some news. No, well, I'll offline. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Yeah. So let me ask you a quick question. Have you watched Peacemaker yet? Because I haven't watched.
I have. But real quick before we do it, before we get into nerd stuff, so Whoopi Goldberg says, while they're talking about the thing, one of her co-hosts was like, "Oh, what is it? What did they say?" They said, they were talking about how the Holocaust. They were talking about the Holocaust because they were talking about Mouse, and they were like, "Yeah, it's about racism. The kids need to learn the racism is bad." And Whoopi Goldberg says, "Well, the Holocaust happened whites against whites, so that's not about racism."
Uh-oh.
I don't know if she's canceled yet, but by morning we're gonna see the cancellation of poor Whoopi Goldberg.
And you know what? You reap what you sow. And it's only a matter of time. In the immortal words of Bill Burr, you got to stop putting these mics in front of these old people, right? Eventually they're gonna say some shit. Imagine putting a mic in front of your grandmother. Like, it's just
it's true. When you say, old people or they're gonna say the damnedest things, and don't ever put a mic in front of my mom. You're not gonna like, and no one's gonna like what she has to say.
Oh man, Whoopi, you moron!
Whoopi. That zany Whoopi. Well, I guess people are chanting for the nerd stuff. I would expect that to come from her mouth as Bex.
Yeah. And this is not the first time Whoopi's been more mixed up in some controversy in regards to race. Remember when she was dating Ted Danson and he came to the what award show? I can't remember, in blackface. And the world stood still like, huh?
And she tolerated it. Was the other thing.
I think she not only tolerated it, she might have been the driving force behind that.
Like, what? They do it at country clubs and stuff. I don't know. What's wrong with that? What, yo, nerddom.
What's going on?
Peacemaker. Let's get into the Peacemaker. So the Peacemaker.
I didn't watch. So please
Oh,
don't spoil it.
you did. I thought you wanted to.
I didn't watch, man. I kept meaning to watch it, and I kept, I just haven't.
By the way, I figured it out. It's Thursdays. It comes out on Thursday nights.
Oh, okay. Let's well, but go ahead. Give me your general review on it.
So remember the last time we talked about Peacemaker in this show, we talked about after we first saw the first episode. And I remember I was saying that they make too many jokes. There's too many jokes, blah, 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 blah. Since then, like the story has just taken off. And if you and it was never, here's what I'm saying. The first episode was not bad. I'm not even giving it a bad review. I just said it was more comedy than I wanted. However, the story just gets better and better. It's like one of my favorite shows right now.
Bro, I'm honestly, man, I'm honestly very, 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 very happy for this win for HBO. I'm happy for this win for the WB. I'm happy for this win for nerds. I'm happy for this win in regards to B-level characters like Peacemaker. Come on, man.
Yeah. He's like a hit show.
If you told me he would have had a hit show, I would not have believed you.
Well, that's why James Gunn, when he got the Suicide Squad, he changed out the entire team. He made sure that it wasn't even B characters, that it was C characters, because he knows, like, if you have any type of popularity, executives will prevent you from doing something with them.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, you know how that whole thing where like Batman's not allowed to eat a girl out. You heard about this? That they were like,
yeah.
He cannot eat Catwoman out. They can make love, but they can't. They can't. Like, why can't he eat? Like, what the fuck? What is going on? James Gunn wanted none of that, and he made sure that there'd be like Polka Dot Man. They're not going to care what you do to Polka Dot Man.
No, they're like, kill him quick. This actor.
Laney's never heard of this. So basically, one script of Batman was going to have Batman and Catwoman in a sex scene on the roof, and there's going to be a scene of him going down on her. And they were like, "It's the sex scene's fine, but you got to cut out him going down on her." And they're like, "Why?" And they're like, "We don't want people to look at Batman like less of a man." No, we are not kidding right now. That actually happened.
Yeah, you know what? If you want, Lainey, you can actually look up the stills.
Yeah, people started drawing Batman going down on Catwoman and putting them around, like real artists, like successful artists were putting them up on their Twitter and stuff. Right. Yeah. Real men eat. I would agree with that.
Oh yeah, devour. Don't don't be ashamed. Everyone devours.
Yeah,
cheeseburgers.
Yeah, exactly. I would say that if you don't devour cheeseburgers, you're really not a man. That executive was clearly not a man.
Yeah, but here's the thing about Peacemaker, man. And I'm so happy that it's moved away from some of the jokiness while keeping the levity with the show, because what you get now is a guy who's not really a superhero, right? He's not a superhero at all. He's a marksman. He's a sharpshooter. He's a merc, all that stuff. But you get him in this great story dynamic where now he's chasing down body snatching butterflies.
Originally I didn't like his supporting cast. And so now I understand why they're around. But before, they just annoyed me. You know. But I'm into it. I really liked this last episode. It was good shit.
All right, I'm gonna check it out. Let's talk about what the people really want to talk about. Episode 0 of The Mandalorian season 3.
Yes. Oh my God, yo! Spoiler alert! I hope you guys have watched. Sticking with your Star Wars. Public says, I find that so funny that he would announce that publicly.
Oh, DJ Khaled.
Oh, I didn't read the top part. DJ he doesn't?
No, it's a religious thing, I believe.
What do you mean? Where does it say? What religion?
I don't quote me on this, but I have to look up the surah. But there might be something in the Quran or the Hadith. That's the only thing I can think.
They bothered to put that little phrase of that, and they're like, "By the way, real men don't eat pussy."
I don't know if it. I don't know if it is.
God will look down on you.
I don't know if it is for sure, public. I don't know if it is for sure, but I think I think that might be it. And for those of you watching on YouTube, and if the YouTube demigods are watching, in no way, shape, or form are we misogynist, or do we think that Muslims are wrong for not performing certain sexual acts? We want to get paid, so Manscaped, and what's that video game that people always get as a as a sponsor on YouTube? It's
Oh, it's Raid Shadow Legends.
Raid Shadow Legends. Listen, we'll go down on you if you sponsor us.
Yeah, lady's like, what kind of religion doesn't let you eat the wop?
Oh my god, I gotta make a second channel for this fucking show.
It's all right. Let it be, brother. Let it be.
When they
Let the wop flow.
Yeah, you know what's crazy about that, man? You know what's crazy about DJ Khaled? He won't go down on his wife, but he'll make beats for guys talking about committing copious amounts of murder and selling drugs.
Oh, right. Exactly. It's all just oh god, don't even.
All right, so here we go. Mandalorian season
Mando
3, episode 0. I gotta tell you something, Mantis, man. You had the episode spoiled for you, and then I had the episode spoiled for me because I didn't jump out of your stream quick enough. But that it actually wasn't your stream; it was all of YouTube. The algorithm was not going to be defeated that day, and I already knew that. I'm like, oh, he must be in the show. I got to tell you, even with knowing he was going to be in the episode, knowing all of that, and hearing a little bit of you and Courtney, shout out to Shaolin Iceboxer, conversation. That opening scene was the most gangster shit Star Wars has ever had, my guy. Ever. There's never been
that opening scene. Yeah, absolutely. Welcome Katie HB. Welcome to Fanboy Modeling School. We're talking about the Mandalorian or Joe Boba Fett or whatever you want to call it. But so remember how everyone was like, one of the complaints about Boba Fett was that it was too pansy, and they're like, why has he been Disney-fied? Why is he not being violent? This was the most violent thing ever.
Yeah, dude, we finally seen a lightsaber completely eviscerate someone.
I mean, he cut him in half when he didn't need to, and then chopped off his head, put it in a stack to collect the bounty. That is the most gangster shit I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, and carried it around with him. And I love when he meets up with the Syndicate. So we're talking about the transformation of the character now. So he's ascended to 3rd level, right? You're no longer a bounty hunter. You're no longer on a quest. He's in the middle of the quest. You're kind of in a cut scene, a loading scene right now. You're in a theatric scene where Mando is just like making his next move. And I loved everything about it. It was masterful. I love the fact that they didn't do away with the fact that he has, I said fact too many times, they didn't do away with him having connections to the underground and being able to still, I hate that. I hate when a character gets a social upgrade in a story and he's like, I don't remember how to do these things. And that's not the same thing with Boba. Before you go there, you monster. It's
I don't know if it is, but like it's almost like in comic books when a villain becomes a hero, somehow they're less powerful.
Right.
Why is it? You're right. That's exactly the same thing.
It's like the Undertaker when he stopped being a bad guy. The Undertaker got beat by Yokozuna, right? You know.
Yeah, I'm saying that if Boba was in the underworld for all these years, for so many years, lived in it basically, I understand he would be a master of gangster tactics.
Yeah, absolutely.
He knows how to intimidate and get what he wants and bust balls and.
Boba, I'm telling you, Boba's playing the art of war. They're playing checkers. He's playing chess. But this episode, watching Mando, get the head, take it to them. They try to proposition him. He's clearly a man still about his business. And then meeting up with the armorer.
She's such an intense character for someone who's like not in it a lot. But every time she's in a scene, she just controls the scene.
Absolutely.
She's like this powerful mystic. Mother shit figure. It's like it's intense.
And even her like even her accent and the way she talks is very intense. And it's funny because the actress who plays her is not intimidating in any way, shape, or form. Right. And it's like, remember that last scene, season 1 or season 2 where season 1, and Boba finds her in the tunnels and she's melting down the armor or whatever.
Oh, like the dead yeah.
Yeah, but just think about what she did to survive. They probably
well, remember when the stormtroopers came for him and she has like a hammer and she has the burn stick, or when she's kicking the shit out of all of them, killing them all.
Yes.
Lainey says he's officially not a Mandalorian anymore, though. So how do we call him? Why do we call him the Mandalorian?
Because of licensing.
Yeah. they couldn't afford to copyright anything else. So
I think he's transcended their little cult, which I actually dig their cult. I think that Mando will become the way. Did I beat you to it? I think that that's going to be the conclusion of the story, that Mando will become the way.
I think he will be the Mandalore. I think he's going to unite all the Mandalorians. I think he's going to be their true king or whatever. But yeah, I think he has transcended it. I think he doesn't realize it. I think on his journey to be rebaptized,
right?
I think by the end of it, he will realize that he doesn't want to keep his helmet on.
Yeah,
that you don't have to live that life to be a Mandalorian or to save Mandalore.
Yeah, and it's going to be great because, well, wait, before we get there, I agree with you 100%. Let's talk about some inconsistencies that some people might be. I haven't heard anyone that some people might be pointing out is how fast, not Sabine Wren. What was this, Sabine Wren from?
Well, she was a Mandalorian from Rebels.
Yeah, from Rebels. How quickly she was able to adapt to using the Darksaber versus how Mando's struggling with it. And one thing I want to point out is she did have a Jedi. He technically wasn't.
JR, welcome to the stream.
Teaching her how to, he was guiding her. She kind of had a leg up. Right now, Mando doesn't have anyone, but I think this is going to tie in great. So he goes to meet the armorer. Obviously, Jon Favreau's Mando challenges him for the right to the sword. That was a great little fight.
Great little fight. Great scene.
And then I really love that she had, like, prior to that the armorer had a training moment with him, and it just shows you how great they are as warriors, where even she's understanding the history of the sword, and like, you're fighting against the sword. I think that's going to be pivotal when he finally says, I'm ready.
She's the mystic master, man. She knows everything.
Mystic Mac.
She even knows how to use the sword, even though I'm sure she's never touched it. But I'm seeing she must be a master of all weapons. I don't know. She's just amazing. But that was a cool training scene. Like, absolutely. I love how she uses her hammer to give him a little hit on the head every time he fucked up.
I assume that's what you did when you were teaching kung fu to the children.
I had a switch. I hit him in the chins. Teach him good, guys. Teach him real good.
Raise them up in the ways.
Another amazing scene I gotta say is that when they show just that glimmer of the destruction of Mandalore.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Bombing the hell out of it with nuclear bombs.
Beautiful.
Oh man.
Better than Terminator. Right
now.
Oh
yeah, it was great.
Cameron is like ripping up a Marvel and Disney posters.
This episode, because this was almost like 2 episodes, because there was on the ring, on the planet ring world or whatever, and then there was in Tatooine, and there were like 2 different ones. So it was very long. There was a lot was put down, but there wasn't a moment that sucked.
No, not at all, man. Not at all. There was not one moment at all that sucked. There was no fat in this episode. Everything was needed.
And it's done so well. I even like the scene, even though it had nothing to do with anything, where he has to take his weapons off. Yeah, I'm a Mandalorian. Weapons are my religion.
That was great. You know what else was great, man? When he arrives and he meets up with that crazy mechanic lady. I forget her name. You're much better at this.
Palimoto.
All right, let's talk about the low-hanging fruit. Is that the same BB droid from the game? I don't think it is.
I don't think it is. However, I think it could be a symbol to let the fans know that they're thinking about him, and they might put him in a cameo somewhere.
Bro, here's the thing. And I want that droid, Lainey says. And here's the thing,
right? The units are cool.
Fallen Order was a great addition to the story. I know you don't see the outside media as canon, but when you play that game is most certainly canon. Like,
here's what I say. I think they're sub-canon. It could have happened. It could have not happened. I don't think all the things in Rebels actually happened. And that's, already Rebels is the thing they contradict the most in these new shows. If you notice, they kind of like fuck with it because Rebels was targeted for younger kids.
Right.
So I think when it's a cartoon or video game, it's kind of canon. They could use it, but they could also just ignore it.
Yeah, or they could spin it and make it work in the direction they wanted to. I think the great thing about if they did introduce any of the characters from Fallen Order is because they did something that I listen, man. I'm a fan of the Night Sisters, man, and I would love to see the Night Sisters.
I love them.
I would love to see them in live action. I want to see their lore expanded. But he gets there, he gets the
and they were mentioned, by the way. They were mentioned.
Yes, they 100% were. I was in my chair like, yes. I made that ugly face.
The Night Sisters coming.
But like, even the part when they're building up the ship, everything was great about this episode.
Like, you ready to see what kind of a dork I am?
Go for it.
Even though the sheet was on it, I knew it was an N1 Naboo starfighter.
Yeah, I think
such a dork. I looked at it. I was like, "That's an N1. That's one of the fighters from Phantom Menace."
But did you have nachos on your stomach screaming when you said that?
No, really, the nachos were getting into my neck beard. Like Tony, my ponytail was in front of my face, and so I could.
Your balding ponytail.
I have gum in my hair. What? And then I immediately went to the anti-work sublet Reddit.
Uh-oh. I don't go to Reddit on anything.
No, you heard about. I mean, that was recently. Fox News invited a moderator from the anti-work subreddit in, and he was a pathetic neckbeard who looked like he expected. The subject was anti-work, so imagine what kind of person showed up. And the dude was like, "I'm a dog walker. I work 20 hours a week, and that's too much."
I went to the bathroom today. I'm completely spent.
Public says, I want to see some Yaddle cameos. Oh, Public is going deep diving.
Yeah.
Deep diving Yaddle. The female Yoda. The female Yoda from episode 1. I like Yaddle.
You know what? I didn't like Yaddle's demise in the story, in the comics. I'm not going to.
I don't know it.
Oh yeah, I won't spoil it. Watch a YouTube video on it. Definitely don't buy the comic. But yeah, you get to see the starfight. You get to see.
I felt so good about life when he flies it.
Yes,
I want to take it out, and he's flying through the desert and the canyon and stuff.
Yeah, that was amazing, man.
Oh man, he flies up. He sees a little kid when he flies up there. So cute. And then when the cops try to pull him over.
Yeah, and he's just and the fact that it's that same guy that remembers him from that, all masterfully done. He comes back and we get right back into the story, and then it just makes when you realize that we forgot what the armorer gave him something to give to the child.
Everyone is suspecting to be chainmail.
Yeah, what's up with that? Am I missing something?
Well, no, because they showed her making links. And then earlier she said Beskar is not for weapons. It should be made into an armor.
Oh, so you don't think it's a little cute emblem that he's going to put on him?
I actually thought that possible. I thought that too. That was my first instinct, that it's an emblem of like the Mudhorn and a bling. He's bringing in bling, but everyone is sure it's chainmail. So we'll see.
I will freak out if it's an emblem of that damn blood. Like I would literally get so upset.
And he says, "Nah, it's chainmail." Can't wait to see Grogu's armor.
It's so little though. It's gonna be so cute.
But he needs armor. He's always in danger.
Yeah, someone's gonna try to impale him, and he's just gonna have that cute face when it bounces off him, and then rips them in half with his tiny lightsaber.
If he visits him in the first episode of Mando of the season at the Jedi Academy, they could easily put a Cal Kestis cameo in there. That would be a perfect place to put him.
Well, so yeah, that would be great. Yeah, so here's what's going to be really interesting, because you haven't played the game yet. I'm not sure if it's spoiled for you, so let me not do that. I think you hear a lot of people on the internet talking about Mando getting some training time with Luke. I want to hear your thoughts on that.
I certainly don't want to see it at the beginning of the season. If anything, I hope it's in the latter part of the season. I hope that Mandalorian doesn't lean too much on Luke. If they're good, I don't mind Luke cameos. I'd prefer Luke to get his own show.
Right.
If they're going to do like a young, Jedi Academy, Luke Jedi Academy School show, that might be kind of cool. But I hope they don't just keep leaning on that. Like, I hope Luke doesn't just keep appearing for no reason.
Yeah, but man, just imagine how cool it would be if
it would be cool
and fucking came in, because I don't want to see CGI Luke. I want Sebastian Stan.
I want Sebastian Stan too. I don't know why they do it, but about Shamook.
Let me fix that. I don't want Sebastian Stan like in the biblical sense. I don't want him.
Yo, bro, why are you getting all uncomfortable, man? No one thought that, man. You all right?
I just all right, Steve? Look, having a poster of Sebastian Stan in my bathroom does not mean anything. All right,
He has it on his ceiling, looking down at him with his dreamy eyes.
the metal arm.
The metal arm. Oh man, it's a good thing you're on your channel because I was about to say all sorts of things about the metal arm.
Welcome back, Marisol. I would love to see him there, and I think that would be great to see it like a little training montage with Luke and Mando. But before we get too far into what's going to happen to Mandalorian, this is all still tying into Boba Fett. So obviously the episode closes with what's her name again?
Palimoto
showing up, jumping the gate, right? And now we're gonna get some Infinity Gauntlet, Infinity War type of team up, which we know is gonna be lacking, right? Will they bring Bill Burr back? I don't think so.
Oh, I wish.
They probably had a plan to. Will they bring Gina Carano back?
Oh, let's talk about this. They should, plot wise, they should. We know they're not going to do it.
No,
Gina, poor Gina. But Lainey says, wait, is Sebastian Stan taking over for Luke? So here's the thing, Lainey. Fans noticed that Sebastian Stan is actually the spitting image of a young Harrison Ford, not Harrison Ford. Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill who played Luke. Right. So fans were asking for it, and then one day on the red carpet, they asked Mark Hamill, and who was also on the red carpet, Sebastian Stan, and they stood next to each other. And Mark Hamill said, "I would be honored if this young man took over my role as Luke."
Ooh.
And so that's already out there. You know what I'm saying? The actor gave it the blessing, so that could easily happen.
Yeah, you don't get much better endorsement than that. And Sebastian Stan, shout out to him. He's playing Tommy Lee right now. And
oh, did you see that? I haven't seen that.
No, I haven't seen it. Reviews are really good. Reviews for it are really good. Obviously,
is there really a lot of story behind that?
I guess so. Apparently,
there's a sex tape that leaked. Was there more to the story?
Yeah, there was a whole bunch of backroom shenanigans. The porn industry turned itself upside down to get that tape. There was a bunch of stuff with the whole Paris Hilton thing too. But I digress.
Yes,
damned.
We're trying to be talking about Baby Yoda over here. Baby Yoda,
Baby Yoda with the chainmail. So I that was my original thing. I was like, man, how great would it have been if all this stuff didn't happen? They grabbed Gina, they grabbed Bill Burr, and it's they
so here's what it is. They said, producer said, there's going to be a guest appearance at the final episode that you're not going to believe. And so they leave us and so that's why everyone's been speculating that they're like, the last episode, Cad Bane's going to appear. And then other people are like, no, it's going to be D.H. Harrison Ford. And I'm thinking, that doesn't even make any sense.
Nobody wants that.
Certainly not Harrison Ford. I don't think he wants to do that. And then who else did they speculate? Oh, and also Kira from, I think we talked about this. Kira from the Solo movie. And none of those excite me. I'm just like, whatever.
Yeah. No, not at all. Not at all. I'm sorry. Oh, whoa. You still there?
I'm here.
Oh, I lost a camera.
Oh, I can't see you. Can you hear me?
There we go.
Am I alone? What's happening?
There you go. I'm back.
Imagine if they all show up.
That would be freaking dope. That would be dope. I just don't know what to expect in this next episode of Boba, right? Because now officially now I am concerned. Why would I be concerned after the best episode of the season? Because Grace Randolph had a good take.
What was the take?
For once.
I want to hear it first before I give her any credit.
I don't agree with the entire take. It's that they used it's a shame that the best episode of the season didn't have the star of the show.
Oh, absolutely. That is embarrassing.
And I think it's going to be really hard to follow this episode up now, because now all we're going to be thinking when we think Boba is Mando. But at the same time, I guess that's
when is Mando coming back? When is Mando coming back? When is Mando coming? Right.
Exactly. But that's the sacrifice for the shared universe, right? Because you share the universe with your other characters, their universe building, a more popular character. And here's something I guess a lot of old school Star Wars fans have to reconcile with. Answer in the chat. I'd be interested to hear. Has Mando passed Boba Fett as the coolest guy with a helmet that's a bounty hunter?
I have my opinion. If you're on YouTube, you've seen my face and know what that opinion is. Pubs says 100.
Yeah.
Princess Kai is shying away from the question because he's ashamed.
Marisol says a YouTube kinda. He 100% has taken the mantle. So maybe Boba Fett will be a one-off. That's what Grace Randolph thinks.
Oh, I'm hoping it is. I hope I don't need to see more of this. I don't need to keep seeing Boba. It's like we said, it came from a script that was supposed to be a movie at first.
Oh, really? I didn't.
So what it is when Solo bombed,
Mhm.
they canceled the Boba Fett movie. The next Star Wars story, like side quest, was supposed to be, and so they took the script and they were like, let's turn it into a show, and they spaced it out more, which is obvious. It's obvious, and I think that's why they have these dull moments.
Yeah.
But it is embarrassing that next week or just Wednesday, I'm going to be just sitting there being like, where's Mando?
Do you think he's going to be in the episode next week, or you think we're going to get more flashbacks?
Here's my speculation. I think he's not going to be in next week, but I think he will return for the finale final battle in the week after that. Like, because he's going to go visit Baby Yoda, and I think we're not going to see the Baby Yoda visitation until his own show.
Yeah. You know what's going to be crazy? Our short memories are going to kick in. I shouldn't be here listening to all these spoilers. Welcome in, D Love.
What up, D Love? Why haven't you seen it yet, D? What are you doing, girl?
Welcome in, lowly.
Lowly.
Here's the thing, right, man? Our short memories are going to kick in pretty soon here, because if the next 2 episodes are amazing, you as well as me, you especially, gonna have a lot of crow to eat. We're like, this was single-handedly the greatest piece of media anyone ever created, and it get, hopefully it closes strong.
I do hope. Look, I'm praying for you, Boba Fett. You're a fictional character that doesn't affect my life in any way, but I am praying for you. I don't know, man. I really do hope it finishes strong. I just, at this point, I think the best thing they can give us for a finale, because they've kind of lost the opportunity for intrigue and plot.
Right.
So the best thing they can do is give us an epic battle.
I don't think they lost the battle. I think they took some turns that people weren't expecting.
So look, using this last Mando episode, I'm sorry, Boba episode, whatever it is, as a model, wouldn't you say that they allowed the villains to have intrigue, twists and turns, characters you could tell what they wanted, the clashing of these ideas that they need, like Vizsla wants the saber, but only one of them can have the saber, and all this stuff is happening in just one episode, and in Boba that's not even happening. You know what I mean? It's like the mayor's passive aggressively screwing with him.
Yeah, we haven't seen the mayor since he made his great duck out.
Yeah, he's great duck out. Yeah, what's going on? What is happening? What is happening on the planet?
I will admit there's some gaps in the story, but knowing now, now that you brought it up, I do recall that you told me it was a movie. Seeing it now, I understand that why there are some gaps, but I'm still having a good time, man. I've just been enjoying the show, and I will not be convinced otherwise.
I think you're just trying to make me look like a villain in front of these poor people.
I'm not trying. You succeed on that on your own. Like he's screaming at me with French fries on his shirt right now.
But since we're still in the sci-fi realm, let's talk about Halo. And I don't know if anyone has seen the trailer for the new show.
I'm actually gonna bring it up. And is it an audio trailer?
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's mostly
we're in green room. Never mind.
Yeah, it's all good. I mean, if you want to watch it right now on the stream, it's all good. We'll let people hear the sounds of Halo. Actually, it's actually interesting, the sounds of Halo. I actually have something to say about the sounds of Halo.
JR says meow.
Meow. What up, JR?
Let me see.
Liking the hair. JR, are you a Mandalorian fan? I don't think we've ever discussed this. And so for those of you who don't know, Halo is getting a show, and they're trying their best to make it as accurate to the original video game as humanly possible. And so that's the question. You got to watch that trailer, ask yourself, is this like the video game?
All right. Keep talking. I almost got it up, man. You can do this. I believe in you. I believe.
Oh, JR loves Mando. Okay, there we go. I'm sure JR loves that Baby Yoda. And also, I'm sure you love Boba Fett just because his name is Boba.
here's the thing, man. That baby's gonna have chainmail on. That's freaking amazing.
You know what's kind of cool? You know people who do the art for Baby Yoda and they put him in Mandalorian armor.
Yeah.
I know it would be cheesy, but one day I really hope he gets full Mandalorian armor and is rocking the helmet with the ear sticking out.
It'd be so cute, his little body in the armor as he's ripping people apart. It's just
like with a lightsaber.
It's just what you want to see. All right, I finally got it queued up here. I'm gonna pull it back. I'm gonna get the audio ready. No, I don't want to sign up for YouTube Premium on this account. And let's get the share going. Share screen. Don't show me this message again.
Little Baby Yoda. I wish there was a GIF of him in armor.
All right, can you see everything on the screen, my good friend?
I can.
Here we go.
Hey, hello, everybody.
You. Humanity's best weapon. Master Chief, huh?
He looks good.
He looks real good.
Was enhanced and trained for one purpose: to win this war. He and the other Spartans are our only effective weapons against the Covenant. He is lethal, upgradable, and most importantly, controllable.
Covenant forces appear to be excavating some kind of object. When I touched the object, I felt something. I felt different.
What they did to us makes you numb.
And you just decided to help me. Why would a Spartan do that?
What does one do with a superhuman you're not sure you can trust?
Hello, Master Chief. I'm Cortana.
Master Chief recovered something.
Sacred ring. Halo.
Humans surrender to the Covenant.
Cortana, I'm gonna need you now. Find the Halo. Win the war.
Holy shit.
There you have it. There you have that. So Laney, real quick, finishing the Mando thing. Laney, yeah. So you think they'll jump to him being like a teen? I don't know, because also they age slower. So he'd have to be like 100, and it would be 100 years before he'd hit teen, Baby Yoda.
Marisol says, "Great, another channel to get, but necessary."
Right. That's the streaming. All these streaming wars. Like I said, guys. There are other channels, like, I'm not going to say it because I'm on, Steve's YouTube channel, but there are ways to not pay for entertainment.
You just said it without saying it.
I didn't tell them which websites to go to. So Halo, what do you think?
Okay, so some of the costumes look kind of hokey, but that's Halo, the aliens, that's to be expected. Shout out to Ike Amadi, one of the voices for the Spartans back in the day. Looks good, man. It's a TV show. I'll tune into it. I have Paramount, and I'll watch it.
It's weird because it looks like the perfect blend of high budget and low budget.
Yeah,
like you said, the costumes of the refugees look so pathetic, but when you see the aliens move around, they look great.
Yeah,
that fight scene
that looked great.
Good. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. So here's another thing. I did not like Cortana.
Oh, why not?
She looks like a PS1 PS1 graphics person.
She does.
Maybe that's an exaggeration of how bad, but I'm saying it looked like it was just bad CGI, and I was like, why don't they just make a hologram of an actual living woman? Why did they CGI a completely new woman?
Cause nerds, man. Cause nerds. Why
I
would
think it
nerds,
makes it
why
look
would
less
nerds waste
like
their time with a real woman when they can make a little blue woman that they can
a
talk
little
to?
blue woman, a little blue woman who follows me everywhere. She's in my head. Only woman who will talk to me is in my head. Her name's Cortana. She's helping me fight the aliens.
You know what's crazy? I forgot that the Cortana AI in your Windows since Windows 8, I want to say Cortana's been around, or Windows 10 for sure, was based off of this goddamn thing from this video game, man. I
Yes.
completely forgot that.
Yeah, yeah.
It activated my Cortana on my computer, and I was like, shut up, shut your filthy mouth.
So you know what's sexy? You know, I'm saying this as a sci-fi dork.
Okay.
In the first Halo, you actually never see her. She's only in his head. You don't ever see a hologram of her.
Yeah.
And it was just sexy, a woman in his head. You know what I mean? You're adventuring, you're saving the galaxy,
Uh-huh.
and there's like a babe talking to you in your ear.
Yeah, your girlfriend that lives in Canada that's gonna come visit sometime.
The girl who deflowered me.
Ask my mom, she met her. Like, nah, she's not.
So this is bringing up another one of our topics, and so we're talking about Paramount Plus or whatever, but we're talking about what is going on with the streaming wars, right? So there's all these, what is happening to these streaming channels? What is happening to the streaming wars? So what in chat, guys? What streaming things do you actually pay for, and do you actually bother? Yeah, do you actually bother having in your life? You know, is it solely Netflix? Are we doing Netflix and Disney Plus? Are we doing? Does anyone even subscribe to Paramount Plus? Paramount Plus is hard to like. It really is hard to like. It had Twilight Zone. I think they already canceled Twilight Zone. It had the new Star Trek, which was like a stinker, man. Fangirls for fanboys. That's right, Bex. Bex is into Paramount Plus. What made you get Paramount? What was the selling point of that for you? So JR thinks it's odd that we were talking about Cortana, the sexy blue woman who lives in my head. Netflix, Hulu, HBO Max, Spotify, and I get Disney Plus from friends. Oh wow, okay, you're in it. So I'm a Netflix, Hulu. Wait a minute. I'm Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, HBO Max. So I do 4 of them. Wow. I got it free from T-Mobile. There we go. No, actually, I don't. It's free with Prime, I believe. Netflix Prime. Oh, I have Prime too. But everyone should have Prime. Every single person in chat. If you don't have Prime, you're a psychopath. And you know why? Prime gives you free delivery. That's the real reason you pay for Prime. And then it just happens to have good TV with it.
I just
Garmin, what up?
You're pooing on Prime. Prime is the shit.
No, Prime. I'm not pulling on Prime. I'm saying that everyone should have it because you pay for it to get free shipping, and then it just happens. The bonus is you get access to good shows like The Boys, for instance, or Invincible. Can't wait for Invincible to get back here.
Amazing. Look, I just want to say something else about what we're living in right now in regards to these streaming wars. It is true that competition breeds great content, right? We have all these streaming platforms that are ripping us all off, except for me with HBO Max. I get that shit for free.
For how much long? You always brag about this. I feel like you've been talking about this way too long. What did they give you? They were so desperate to have you sign up. They're like, we'll give you 10 years free. 10 years.
No, I get it because I have AT&T.
Is it? And as long as you have AT&T, you have.
Yes, as long as I have AT&T, I get HBO Max for free.
I am living my life wrong right now, yo.
Yeah, but the great thing about this, we have all these streaming platforms, and the more we get more sci-fi stuff, the more, I don't want to say anything bad here, right? But remember how excited we were as kids when the Sci-Fi Network, you and I are old enough to remember this, when it first launched, right? And we just had so many high hopes for the Sci-Fi Network, and I am still amazed that whatever demon that is floating their franchise, keeping them afloat, that's still a thing.
Because they originally were like, the idea was like, we're gonna have quality science fiction stuff, and then I think there was a change of presidents or something, and then he was like, only cheesy, pathetic, bad, like basically Lifetime television movies, but the sci-fi versions of them.
What's up, Snuggles? If you're still here on YouTube, shout out. Welcome to Fanboy Modeling School. Yeah, but we're getting all this great stuff and we're leaning more into sci-fi, and that makes me really happy. So here's a real question, Mantis. Sony, right? We got the bigs, right? We got Netflix, we got HBO Max, and we got Prime. Is Sony gonna wade back into the waters? Because remember, they tried having their own streaming platform and it failed miserably.
Right. And so Lanio says that they canceled all the good ones. Yeah, they absolutely always cancel the best stuff. It drives me nuts, man. Like Raised by Wolves season 2 is coming out. You a Raised by Wolves guy?
Oh, I do plan on watching the first season. Shout out, Carmen. What's up, my sister?
It's gonna blow your mind. Watch that shit. Everyone watch that shit. Well, Raised by Wolves on HBO Max. Amazing stuff. Season 2 is coming out now. I have a bad feeling that I'm like, they're gonna cancel it, aren't they? But here's what we should all be concerned about. Sony, and before to answer your direct question, Sony fails at everything they do, except for like things they do with Marvel. So the thing is that so I was watching the Lunch Report over on the channel that talks about stocks and financial stuff. And they're saying that all entertainment recently within the last couple of weeks has been taking hits. They're all going down. Netflix dropped 30 points or something in one day. And what rich people are investing in right now instead of entertainment is stuff for war.
Really?
Like all those companies that make weapons or make vehicles of weapons, like Boeing and stuff, they're investing in them, and they're investing in oil and gasoline companies.
Really?
I think it's all this Russia shit.
Oh yeah, Da Vinci was telling me a little bit about this, the whole Ukraine thing, man.
Yeah,
I just want to curl up in my bunker, man, and just wait for the X-Men to show up in the MCU.
Oh, Laney says bring back Into the Badlands. I loved Into the Badlands. What a good show.
It was a good show. It was a good show. Like, don't you just want to crawl back into your hole and just all I want is to see the things that I want to see, man. And I just want to see all the nerdom played out, man. I was walking past Newbury Comics today. I looked in because I haven't been in a comic book store in quite some time. And I was depressed, sickened by what I saw.
Disgusting Gen Zers.
These little
you
monsters.
sickened me. You walked in there, you snatched a comic out of a little kid's hands.
And the thing is, man, I just want all this stuff to play out, man. I want us to have an unpolitical nerddom where we can just I don't mind messages, man, but if the streaming services want to fight over my dollars and they're going to keep bringing me content, then cool. That's what I want, bro.
So remember, every golden age has an end.
Yeah, I know.
And how do we know we weren't in the golden age of a pampered, fun society? We're bitching about everything in society. We're bitching about we're all discriminated against and we're all offended all the time and we're all oppressed and we don't get what we want and blah blah. Meanwhile, we're sitting on our asses with 10 streaming services watching all these fucking things, and we're like, our biggest complaint is they didn't drop the new season of whatever on YouTube or on Netflix the other day. What the fuck, man? I was promised February. Now they pushed it back. Those bastards. That's our biggest problem. Meanwhile, there are generations of people who had to fight in wars and shit.
And these are good problems to have, man. These are quality first world problems.
So into it.
Right now, I'm so mad at Sony because I was supposed to have God of War and I don't have it yet because it got delayed. But we'll talk about
bastards.
Those.
That's what I'm saying. Those are our biggest problems. But what if it's coming to an end? Because what if we really do get into a fight with Russia and because Russia's not gonna, the amount of weapons they have at the border at this point is ridiculous. What if we get into a war with him? It's gonna be a big deal.
I can't even bring myself to comprehend how we keep coming here. Let's get back to nerdom, man. It's bumming me out, bro. You know why? Because I'll do whatever it takes to win the war to save nerdom. That's where I'm at with it, right? Like they strap.
You can get back to our Netflix, right?
I'll single-handedly go in there and wipe out whoever on either side. Like who's preventing me from having it? But one last thing I want to say about the Halo.
Didn't mean to depress you guys. Did not mean to depress.
No, you didn't depress. That's just me being being me. One thing I want to say about Halo, man. This has been a long time coming. the Halo community is a very, 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 very deeply ingrained, deeply entrenched community, and they've been waiting for some type of
toxic.
yeah, they've been waiting for real representation, quote unquote, in regards to their medium, this thing they love, because they got a couple of janky animated movies, they got a janky live action movie. So I hope this pans out. I really am one of those people that want people's fandom to blow up.
I feel you. I'm with you on this. And so yeah, because ultimately I'm gonna say I think I love Halo more for nostalgia, just because it was like the Xbox game back in the day.
Yeah.
It's the game that launched Xbox. It wasn't the first game Xbox ever had, but it was the first, like, that's the reason to get an Xbox, is because of Halo.
Absolutely.
So because of that, because I gotta say, it's not the greatest first-person shooter ever made.
No, it's not.
It's really not.
But it's fun to play. I remember my first experience with Halo was with playing with Zeus, and we were playing over my mom's house, and I made it through the entire game. This is like a 3-day mission. He came in. Shout out to Zeus for actually sticking it out. He usually disappears when you relying on him to come back with the console, but he came back all 3 days, and we finished the game. And right before the last outro, Halo 1, when you get on the car to get back to the ship, I got murked running to the car, and I was supposed to be.
Oh my god! And you couldn't get to your save spot or whatever.
And it was brutal.
So I've got a little. I knew the reason I didn't bring this up to you is because I knew I would still need yours. So here's the thing, for you guys who don't know, Steve the Curmudgeon HD has been so gracious to tell me he's going to give me his unused, or not currently using, PS4.
Yes.
He's gifting it to Mantis because Mantis doesn't have a cool system and all these things. And so the other day I was at our mutual friend Zeus's, and he gave me his PS4. He's like, I got a PS4 for you.
Oh, nice.
And he hands it to me, and it's covered in food and stains and dust. There's dust in every port, like
right.
Building up dust, and not a shred of it was taken care of in any way. And so the reason I didn't tell you this is I said, this is never going to work. This is not going to work. Now, I have gotten it running. I had to get a new controller. The controller was done. There was sand in the controller. Fucking serious. Like I was knocking sand out of it like it was an old shoe or some shit. So check it out. I get it started and it keeps freezing on me. Sometimes on the home screen and it freezes. Other times it'll let me play a game or two.
Oh,
but it comes to a thing where if you change out of that game, it'll freeze, and then I'm waiting. I've left it. I've left it alone. Come back a half an hour later, still frozen, and I'm just like, I just have to.
Is this the disc? Were you playing with a disc?
No,
digital game.
Not digital game.
I'm
just saying it's shot. It's a shot. It's not a work.
You're still more than welcome to mine for sure. That's a promise made.
I'm definitely taking it.
It's a promise I will keep. But another way to fix that would be putting a new hard drive in it, and that will 100% solve it.
Right. I mean, I might as well just get another one, or just take the one you're going to give me.
Yeah.
So thank you. The point is, thank you so much, Steve. Very generous of you.
Since we're on Sony, I know that this is not a topic that you wade too deeply in, but God of War Ragnarok, folks. No, we haven't gotten any new footage. No, we're not any closer to understanding when the release date is, but the murmurings and the chatterings are, we did get a reveal on some gameplay, some high level gameplay a few months back. Game looks amazing. Obviously, the story picks up with Kratos and Atreus, who is a young Loki. He is the son of Kratos and the daughter of the giant. So they kind of changed that up for the God of War canon and lore. They're going to be picking up their quest to find Zeus. It's going to bring them, not Zeus, I'm sorry, Odin.
Yeah, every time you say Zeus, I think of our friend Zeus, and I'm like,
no, yeah, well, it was Zeus when I was saying Zeus before, but
yeah. So now we're all confused. But guys, there's a real life Zeus who's a human, and then there's the god Zeus.
Yes, that's right, Lainey. And here's the crazy thing about it, right? If you're not excited about God of War, then I need you to go ahead and drink yourself some coffee. You need to wake up, folks, because this is going to be the best game ever made. I am so excited for it. I purposely got it PlayStation 5, not only for my eldest, but for myself, of course.
I love it. I love it when dads do that. My brother does that all the time. My brother's always gets something amazingly cool, like video game system. And he's like, it's for the boys. And really what it is boys go to sleep and then daddy gets to have his fun.
Exactly. Exactly. And here's the thing. So I'm actually going to be streaming God of War, and let me tell you why. And Mantis is going to join me on some of this commentary here. We're talking about some of the greatest cinematic cutscenes that will ever be made. We're talking about a great story, but you know what we're getting, folks? We're getting a story, and I thought about this today, Mantis, that has nothing to do with Star Wars, the MCU, or DC, which we are in desperate need of. That doesn't have anything to do with superheroes in any way, shape, or form. We're just getting some good old-fashioned video game slash and dash, turn your brain off, enjoy the ride. And I think that's something people are desperately wanting. And I was trying to explain this to someone why people love superhero movies so much, because it gives you something to turn your head off to, right? And I think that's why we have such a hard time with Star Wars content sometimes, because we keep getting drug into these stupid debates about what is Star Wars, what isn't Star Wars, and we just want to keep it simple.
And actually, another thing that I would say, that's also why people are so violently against political statements in these movies, because people don't want to hear. They hear it all day long. They see it on their social media all day long. They just want to be able to sit down, turn on the power button, play a game, and not have a message shoved down their throat, or watch a movie and not have a message shoved down their throat.
Exactly, bro. Yes. Man, I'm stuttering, folks. That's how much I'm looking forward to it. So here's something you need to know, right? Unfortunately, I don't believe it's going to be released on last gen consoles. That's okay though. At some point, they might release.
Only for the 5.
Yeah, it's only for the 5 thus far.
Or what is Xbox calling it now?
No, it's God of War is a Sony exclusive.
Oh, right, okay. But what is Xbox's current?
Series X.
X, okay.
Yeah.
Xbox has had a really bad name, really bad time naming their consoles.
Yeah, their branding.
They go from a 360 to a 1. It makes no fucking sense.
And I think this is a real good push for Sony too, man. And here's what it is, folks. You need to understand, man. Sony has not been doing good fiscally. You know, they've had some successes, obviously, with Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and they've, recently, No Way Home. Why do I have such a hard time saying? I'm like always an issue with him calling it Far.
They named everything Home. It's like having all your children named Sally. You have like 7 kids. There's Sally, Sally Jr., Sally, Salarific, Salamon.
Sex. What?
Yo, I thought that too. I was like, why did she just say that? I don't understand. I think it's just on Lainey's brain, but we were talking about video games, not sex.
But Sony's got this coming down the pipeline, and also here's a little bit of nerdom that just dropped. Remember, we covered this a while back on Fanboy. Sony
Series X.
Okay. Series X. Sony, I can't remember if they acquired or they merged with Discord or whatever, but Sony just dropped the connect your PlayStation Network account to your Discord. So that means they're going to be integrating Discord into the Sony network, which is going to be huge for content creators and game players, because that, now that we got a lot of cross-platform games.
Yeah, that's so funny, because I just set up the PS4, and just when I came on Discord to start to do this. To stream, it asked me if I wanted to link my PS to it. I was like, what is this?
That's why I keep looking away, because it was doing the same thing for me. And I'm like, what is connected your PlayStation Network to account to Discord? Yes. Now, I don't know what any of this means for God of War, but I'm going to tell you this much, folks. I still will be streaming when the game drops. Request box will still be here. Fanboy will still be here.
You won't be talking to us because you're going to be playing. I won't respond to any comments, but you can hear me click buttons and occasionally fart.
Yo, you can turn on the camera and watch me staring off into the abyss. Just like, that after 6 hours of playing video game look you get, me just like, it's the same look you make when you watch too much adult content. I assume it's the same thing.
Oh, never. No.
You're just gonna put a playlist on shuffle for us? Exactly.
Yeah.
Mantis is gonna be hosting the show.
Basically, yeah. Basically, but you realize that no one will know if they're real requests or not. Yeah, they'll be like, "Who? What is this? What is this shit you're playing?" You're like, Izzy wanted it. Izzy. I hear the clicking in the back.
Motherfucker. So I know we have one last topic. What was it? What did we? Holy shit! Did we bang through everything?
I feel like we banged through everything. I think we had a very concise episode today. We kept it extremely real.
Yeah,
We didn't fuck around.
looking around, man.
I'm gonna double check. I'm gonna double check our list right here, but I do believe we hit up everything. We the streaming wars. I guess we didn't talk Joker 2 rumors.
Oh yes, okay. I'm not going anywhere until I talk about this. So I want to tell you how stupid I am.
I love this topic. This is my topic right here. So I'm listening. Go on.
So last night after I don't know what the fuck I did last night. I didn't stream or anything. I just finally laid down. Oh, I did. I streamed with Da Vinci. So after the stream with Da Vinci, I laid down and I'm just putting on YouTube, getting, trying to get some rest. And I see Joker 2 official. And I'm like, yes. I click on it and it's that Always Emergent or Always Amazing channel on YouTube where he just blatantly lies in his titles. And I watch a 20-minute video waiting for the part where he confirms that the Joker is in production. Now they had announced last January that they were doing a sequel. And they were going into production sometime this year or next year or whatever. But I want to talk to you for a second in regards to Joker 2 specifically.
Wait, hold on. Did Joaquin Phoenix actually sign up for 2?
Yeah.
He's willing to do a sequel?
Yeah, it's all loose right now, man. Wait, let me be responsible because I don't want to get sued like Tasha K. Joaquin seems like the type of guy that'll come find you.
He will. He's crazy.
Fucking Todd Phillips or wherever the support report originated from. It was confirmed like in January in some way, shape, or form that this is a thing. It's going to happen. And they're just looking for a date to start. But I think it was in the height of COVID and all blah, 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 blah. But if we just put on our hypothetical hats, fanboy hats for a second here, they make a sequel. I want to tell you what the biggest new miss for the WB will be. If this Robert Pattinson Batman hits, right, and they don't somehow tie these two movies together, that's it.
This is another reason why I hate that Batman movie. Because it's not tying with anything. You know why? The guy who played Druig in the Eternals is playing Joker in this.
What?
Yeah, the guy who's playing, he's going to have a small role. He's not a main character in it. But the guy, it's been revealed that the same actor, that weirdo who played Druig, he's the mind controller of the Eternals.
Yeah.
He's going to play the new Joker. So he's not Joaquin Phoenix. It's not going to connect.
See, and this is what I'm talking about, DC. This is DC. If I'm gonna look in the camera, DC, if you're listening to me, you fucking suck.
DC. They have to listen to fucking somebody because they have $1 billion brands under their control. They don't know how to use them.
Not at all. Not at all.
Originally, there was rumored that the Batman was gonna be the prequel to Batfleck, and I was like, oh, that's cool. When I heard it was on its own, I was like, what? Why would you do that? Why not just do an origin story for him? There you go.
I don't know if I want an origin story. Listen, I don't know why you just don't. But again, thespians, Todd Phillips, right? They're like, no, this is a contained thing. But no, man, that was the perfect setup for this Batman. That young Bruce.
And Matt Reeves too is not going to want. Matt Reeves from the Batman thinks he's an artiste. All he's done was the monkey movies. Idiot. What in the monkey movies thinks makes it look like he's going to do 3 hours of art? He's going to do 3 hours of vomit. And Batman's going to be in it.
Yeah, there's
going to be a sea of vomit, and Batman's going to be swimming there.
His lead actors were making whoopee on the Batmobile. He's in complete control of the franchise.
No control over his set animal.
That's all. I didn't have much for Joker 2 because there's not much there. I just want to address Pub Pet. Pub, did you say no, not Joker 2? What was that too? Because
here's what it is. I think that they are having the same issue that I have. Is that honestly, I feel Joker was a piece of beautiful art, and I don't want to see it sequelized.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I feel like that can stand alone. It doesn't need all these sequels and all this stuff.
Bro, I'm telling you right now, man, it doesn't need it, but you'd watch it. In fact,
I'd watch it.
In fact, let's close the show by watching the best trailer ever made. Because I just want to take you back. Do you remember the day the Joker trailer dropped? Like the actual trailer.
I actually don't.
Okay, let me you entertain our people for a second, and let's just go back to a beautiful moment.
Guys, you're missing it. I'm juggling. You can only see it if you're on YouTube. So suck it, Green Room. I'm kidding. I don't have talent. But I do have mind canon. I have my own mind canon, and it states that the Joaquin Phoenix Joker later on captured Robin, brainwashed, would later on become the guy fighting Batman, brainwashed the new Robin, like tried to kill him, brainwashed him into becoming the second Joker.
Yeah.
Joaquin is then killed, and that's how we got Jared Leto Joker. He's really Robin.
Nobody wants
I'll send you the YouTube link to understand the theory.
All right, here we go. Let's remember the greatest trailer. Folks, in the chat, listen to it or watch along on your own, but just remember how beautiful this trailer was. Here we go.
Arthur, does it help to have someone to talk to?
The music.
My mother always tells me to smile and put on a happy face.
I love this one.
She told me I had a purpose to bring laughter and joy to the world. Hey, stop them!
Oh.
Is it just me? Or is it getting crazier out there?
Smile, though your heart is aching. Smile, even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you'll get by if you smile. To your fear and sorrow, smile, and maybe tomorrow you'll find that life is the worthwhile.
So good.
What's so funny? Freak.
That's how I picture you, Mantis.
When I finally lose it, that is
A coward would do something that cold-blooded. Someone who hides behind a mask.
I used to think that my life was a tragedy.
That's such a great shot.
I realize it's a comedy.
I love that line. The thing of life is a tragedy.
You just
$1 billion property, Mantis.
Yeah, it's amazing.
$1
Utterly amazing. No, amazing. And so it looks like Public says they didn't enjoy Joker in the first place, which I don't understand why you have to hate on us enjoying Joker. You know what I mean? Like, I thought you were saying you thought the first one was so beautiful you didn't want it ruined by a sequel. You're just saying you just don't want us to have more fun. Pub says Heath Ledger Joker is the only Joker I acknowledge. Laney says Heath Ledger was made for that role. The thing is that I would say I'm busting your chops, Pubs. I acknowledge all Jokers. Actually, this is one of the few times that I like Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson.
I like Jack Nicholson. I like Heath Ledger's. I like Joaquin's. So far, I haven't met a Joker I didn't like.
I didn't like Jared Leto's Joker in the chopped up version of the Suicide Squad, but I did enjoy his Joker in the end of the Snyder Cut.
Yes, I agree. And you know what it is? I didn't completely hate him in Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
just think it was weird. You're right. He was chopped up, and it was like in weird parts of the movie that it didn't belong in.
Yeah,
but he had moments of being cool. Like I'm in
that movie at some points just felt like a long music video. That's like that's what
that's what it is. That's what the original trailer for Suicide Squad was. It was just people looking cool and then looking at them. You're like, oh my god, that looks so intense, and then the scene is nothing.
That would, if we ever actually do a segment trailers that misled us, we should do that because that trailer
that is a big one.
That one and the Age of Ultron trailer.
Misleading.
Definitely misleading.
Public is trying to shame me for liking Jared Leto. I actually like him as an actor. I think he's good.
Yeah, I thought he was good in Fight Club. I think he was good in Requiem for a Dream. He had a small role in Fight Club. He was still great.
The most recent Denzel, it's not the most recent Denzel, but this last year there was a Denzel cop movie with Little Things. He played the killer in that, and he was great. Jared Leto was great. Crazy person.
Absolutely great.
He's really great at being crazy.
I have this crazy curl just coming out of my hair, and it's annoying the shit out of me.
And so, conspiracy theory time. Laney saying the trailer made it look like he was going to have a huge role in Suicide Squad. So apparently, the director claims that he has an Ayer cut. David Ayer. He claims that there's an Ayer cut of the movie that the studio wouldn't let him use, and Joker's in a lot more of it. Actually, Joker is supposedly the end boss in that version. The Joker.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that, but isn't that a great excuse now? Like, it sucked. Like, if my life turns out to just be a complete waste of my mother's time, I'm just gonna be like, well, I got a Steven cut. You just fucking
that's what it is. They always can now say, well, they're like, well, in my cut, it's awesome, but the studio made me put out this piece of crap. Everyone's gonna say it. Everyone's gonna be like, release the blah 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 cut. Release the blah blah blah.
You do that if you're bad in bed. You can be like, well, in my version,
an executive made me so. He said I couldn't do the moves that I wanted to do. This has been a wonderful episode, guys. Having so much fun. Amazing magic is happening. This is the Fanboy Modeling School. I am, of course, the Fat Mantis HD, and I'm here with
your boy Steve, your Uncle Curmudgeon.
And we love you, even though you all smell. Well, please, we hope to see you in all our other streams. You see us all over Green Room and all over other apps as well, and YouTube, of course. Steve, did you want to do any shout outs or any plugs?
Want to plug, obviously, the Fanboy Modeling School every Monday night at 10 p.m. Want to plug, I guess we can agree on that, every Sunday night at 9:30 p.m., both Eastern. Request Box Live, Conversations That Matter, and got something new premiering tomorrow. It's called Fly on the Wall at the Date.
Oh, what's happening on that?
So I'm starting a new kind of a dating show here on the Hold Up TV, where I'm going to bring up two of my friends, and they're going to go on a date, and we as the audience are going to judge their dating skills, and I'm going to throw some humdingers in there as well. And our very first contestants are actually in the stream now. The Fat.
Who are these suckers? Who are these suckers that you roped into this?
It's going to be the Fat Mantis versus Carmen.
What? I didn't know. I had no idea. Where is that coming from? I don't like the idea of work versus. It's not a man versus woman thing. We're a team.
Everything is a man versus woman.
Good night, D. Good night, Bex. Good night, everyone. Good night, Laney. See you, pubs. This is the Fat Mantis. Remember, in the mornings, 11 a.m. Eastern. Brunch with the Fat Mantis. Of course, Rogue Planet every Wednesday, also in Green Room. And you can see me here and there. I'm usually on the street corner begging for change. But until next time, guys, this is a Fanboy Modeling School signing off and saying ciao for now.
Hey.